is no exception because we have the ladies in the studio this afternoon. Good afternoon, Ibinabo.
Good afternoon, Bukola.
How you doing?
Good afternoon, Ogun State, Lagos State, Nigeria. Good afternoon, listeners. It's great to be here. It's great to be able to exhale for a moment.
Right? All right. It's good to get you here with us. And I also have Buki Femi Ajala. Good afternoon, Buki.
Yeah, good afternoon, listeners. Good afternoon, my fellow people in the studio. It's good to be alive and to keep trusting God for Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for being here. Now, there's so much that has happened. There is so much, and looking at what happened yesterday. Yesterday just felt like a replica of the second part of what happened. That was Tuesday night, and so many people had. Were not really happy or sad with all that had happened. But just like I said earlier, it is very important that we all stay positive because that is all that we can do at this point. It's not easy for you to stay positive at this time, but that is all we can do so that everyone stays sane. We had a program with the morning radio doctor where we spoke about post-traumatic stress disorder, and the reason why that topic was chosen is because of everything that is happening right now.
Sure.
And so many people are not really happy. So many persons are really getting depressed right now because of all that is happening. But then there is the need for us to take a pause. There is a need for us to take a pause from social media if you have to, just for you to be fine, for you to be, sane. And there's a whole lot that has happened. We had Governor Sanwo-Olu actually, address Lagosians yesterday. So many people, they find it interesting. They find it favorable with all that happened. But yes, I would just like to get to hear from you, looking at all of what happened, and the statement of the governor, Ibinabo. What do you think will happen with that statement, especially looking at the fact that so many people are grieving and so many people are not happy at this point?
Thank you, Bukola. I just want to quickly say that as much as the governor of Lagos State is doing everything within his power to, make statements that will bring succor to people, we have to be mindful of our usage of words. We have to have adequate information that are very correct before we begin to reel them out to people. Okay, at the point the government said there were casualties, yes, but no life was lost. And I'm wondering, because I saw the video we all saw it, it was everywhere, of where these uniformed military officers were shooting sporadically in the dark. Are you getting it? So it was not like the gunshots were directed to a particular person or this set of people. It was like you closing your eyes and then, throwing punches, and there are many people there. You could have punched one person alone or many persons. So, we are yet to know the number of fatality. But then from a reliable TV station, it was mentioned that the Amnesty Association or what said that there were 12 lives lost. So we are yet to have other corroborative information or figures to that. Also, there were many injured. At least we saw there was a particular video I saw where some of the protesters were trying to help a particular person extract the bullets. You understand? So all of these things happened. There was another one in a car that one is another a senior man who I think the gunshot hit him by the in the rib area, and he was bleeding profusely. All of these things were seen in the videos posted on the social media various platforms. So what I want to say, our advice to the governor is that as much as I know that he's desperate for peace in his state, anyone would be desperate for peace in his state or in his domain. Let us not make statements that will make anyone feel like downplaying the lost lives, you understand, and the pains of their loved ones. Let us take it easy and make sure that we have the right figures, you understand, because we cannot undo what has been done, but then we have to manage the situation. So I just appeal to everyone out there that let us just take it easy. Yes, we are all very angry. I'm a mother and I've been so devastated. I've never been this devastated all my life. I couldn't sleep. Each time I had to close my eyes, I was like the everything I'd seen was just playing itself all over again in my sleep. You understand? So it has not been funny for anybody. So at this point in time, all we need to do is to just plead with the protesters, please and please, let us just at this point, for the sake of peace, the government cannot say they have not heard, and I'm appealing also to the since we have not heard, we are still waiting for the president. We are still waiting desperately to hear from the president. However, in the absence of the president, it will be very imperative for the vice president to address everybody, not on any form of social media handle. Come on and address everybody. Talk to you. I mean, these are our children. Give back to them their self-esteem. Give back to them their self-respect, their self-worth. You get to a point where your self-worth is taken away from you, and you feel useless. You understand? Somebody in that capacity, the capacity of a vice president or a president, needs to come out and address the nation. Like everybody has been clamoring, it's not a speech you are reading from the paper. Speak from your heart to the people. This will, I know what it can do. It could go a long way. Yes, a lot of things, we cannot raise the dead. They are dead. Those who have, in the course of, whether it was those people at the toll gate or in other places, another spots of
Lagos yesterday
that was on fire. Are you getting it? So you cannot undo what has happened. But what is the way forward? We need to talk to ourselves. The children of Nigeria, the youth of Nigeria, need to be addressed by their leaders, not on social media handles. Face to face, whether it's on a live broadcast. Let us talk to these people. Let us talk to our children. Let us appeal to their minds. Let us tell them that, look, okay, like the vice president said, he came to apologize for the slow pace at which they responded. Then you can come up with your feelings. Let them know that we are still human. We are parents. We have loved ones. We have nieces. We have nephews all over the place. Let us talk to our children. Let us appeal to their conscience. Let us give back to them their self-worth and the importance that they carry in this nation.
All right. Thank you very much, Ibinabo. 12 on Women Radio, WFM 91.7. And yes, you're listening to Panorama. I would like to get to hear from you concerning all that we have been talking about. 07000 917 917 090 256 25455 are the studio lines to call to be a part of Panorama this afternoon. And you can send a WhatsApp or a text message to 070 317 56537. Now, Buki, you have heard all that Ibinabo said, and I think so many people are really waiting for the president to come to address the people. We actually have the Northern Broadcast Media Owners Association, who actually gave a press release yesterday. We also had FIDA, who gave a press release. The Feminist Coalition also gave a press release. And when you look at it, everyone just expressed how unhappy they are with the situation of things presently in the country, and especially with the one that happened at Tollgate, because we had persons in a police, in a military uniform went there. It all started like it came in levels. We first of all got there, we disconnected,
The
CCTV cameras, we disconnected lights, and now we just have people just appear, boom. And that was all that happened, and shooting sporadically. And when you look at all of those people, all of them mentioned the fact that the president needs to address Nigeria. And the reason why most of them said this is all of this is tending towards a war already. And so we don't come to a place where we find ourselves probably operating in a situation where we don't have a leader, like anarchy sets in, just to avoid that. Let me get your thoughts, Buki.
Yeah, Buki, thank you. I was smiling because Ibnabo was drawing the shape of a heart. Which will show that we need love. All right. It is well with Nigeria. I mean, like I always say that we speak peace to our nation. I was opportune today to listen to the second, I should say the second broadcast of the governor of Lagos State. Though I viewed it from the live chat, and I saw the comments of so many people. I mean, he really had it hot. I'm not sure he'll be happy if he has opportunity of looking at those chats. But from what he said, firstly, I want to give kudos to him, and I'll explain why, because a lot of people might bash me back. Why I would say give kudos to him is that I'm looking at him versus our president. He has actually come out, to say, fine, yes, you might probably think that, did you watch it? Okay, fine. So you might probably feel that, this man is trying to manage some information, but the fact that he actually came out and, he kept apologizing, but I like the people, I like the people that interviewed him. They were very punchy about the questions.
Very salient.
Yes, there was an issue of who ordered, the lights of the billboard to be shut down, who asked them to remove the CCTV camera, and then of course who ordered the military guys. I mean, yes, I know people are now saying, are we in the era of a male soldier, because the Oga of the army is saying they did not order. Fine. But he was able to explain in his own palace. I understand the man is there's a lot of pressure around him. But he had been able to explain the fact that, hey, it was not the CCTV camera, that the cameras that they were dismantling were cameras that are infrared cameras that would pick the plate numbers of the car, that it's not CCTV. And of course, hold on. And of course, the interviewer said, okay, if you're saying it's not the CCTV, can we have the CCTV camera, which, since you say it's installed up and nobody can actually, remove them? He said yes, that he will, if we want it, by the time they get to the judiciary, to the panel, they can always make do with that. And then, of course, everybody knows that concerning the billboard, the lights that were off, they said, okay, it was the manager of the place. There's a company managing it. We know that, fine. Then the issue is that, fine, I was really interested in the question that who ordered the question to a statement that the powers that be, how did he even put it, that it was beyond his own forces beyond his own control. That, what does that mean literally in clear terms, And then, of course, while he's a politician, he was able to manage the whole thing. He did not say anything. He just said, well, you know what, and blah blah blah. You find out that he didn't want to say anything. And for me, that was a big blow to me, that as a governor, you should be able to come out, even if you are going to step down, or somebody somewhere, the powers that be are going to, come out to tell us the truth. You understand? Because at a point, in fact, it fell my hand. At a point, despite the fact that I've given him a lot of credit, at this point when he said, that in terms of the hierarchy of the army, he's not clear on the structure, and I said, no, we cannot take that as the governor of your state. You are in charge of the security. You are in charge of the people. Anybody coming into your territory, even if you are not in control, you should be able to know their line of control. So for me, is that we still need to know who ordered them. By the little bit of understanding and little bit of education we do, the army is under, I mean, should be our president is the chief commander-in-chief. All right, so that means, and since we know that they take orders, they don't just do anything except there is an order. So we are now saying that even if they did not take orders from our so-called Mr. President, let Mr. President take responsibility, because that is the responsibility of a leader. You take responsibility for things that are under you. And that is why everybody is saying, where is our Mr. President? Why is he not talking? We know by his own style of operation, he doesn't talk. We know that. But you see, there are times that even if you are an autocratic leader, there are times you just have to be a transformational leader when you talk to the heart of people. So this is the time we need that. So even if he's not, the people around him, that the special assistant or advisors, they should be able to say, speak to these people. It's just that we want to hear you. We elected you. And you know, I was discussing with somebody yesterday. I said, the truth about it is that if somebody sees you as slaves, somebody sees you as you're not anybody. He won't give you that regard to say, I want to speak to you. But if he sees you as people to be respected, people that they elected you, if he recognizes that, he will say, this is the time to speak. And according to, since you had it, there were two statements, and the question was, have you spoken to the president, that is the governor of Lagos? He said, sincerely, he called twice. The first time he couldn't reach him, the second time he was in fact. And I was wondering that even in my little business, if there's an issue and my next in command is trying to reach me and the whole city is boiling, one international bodies are already international communities are already lending their voice, and then we're not saying anything yet.
All right, let's get to hear from people. Hello, good afternoon. All right, do call us back. 07000 917 917 is the studio line to call. 090 25455. And you can send in a WhatsApp or a text message to 070 317 56537. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, beautiful ladies.
Yes, good afternoon, Ife.
Yeah, good news if you call me from me.
It's good to have you.
Yeah, that shouldn't be the style of the president. I remember some years ago when we had our President Jonathan, when Ebola matter came, when everybody was panicked, he came to address the nation. As the president of the Republic of Nigeria, he came to address the nation, and I think that time we find things in our home, in our places. Now, Buki, if I had a child who has been crying for 2 days or 6 hours, has been crying, mommy crying for something, and I refuse to listen to that child, and whatever consequences that child takes, it will be upon me, and that is what is happening. They have pushed our youth to the wall. When you push somebody to the wall, the person will just do nasty things that you don't even expect. You understand? Now, somebody gave, because I grew up in the barrack, somebody gave those military men order to shoot. Because military men will not just go to Kenya and start to shoot. It is ordered by somebody, and they killed our youth who are clamoring for good things, for something to happen, good things against Nigeria, and they started killing our youth. Is that what this administration will do for the rest of their life? It is not good, I'm telling you. Please, something should be done. We need change. We need something good. They should give us little years. They should listen to the youth, because the youth are fighting for the future of this nation. They are not fighting ourselves alone. Hunger everywhere. Please, we need help from government. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yes, we need the help of the government. But I'd like to get to hear from you also. 07000 917 917 is a studio line. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Buki, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Your name and where are you calling from?
It's the Darlington speaking.
Welcome to Panorama.
Good. It is unfortunate that Nigerians we didn't learn our lesson. Everybody saw this coming. Some of us, when we were criticizing and talking, initially it was a few voices, and we knew what we saw. Yes, so who we are supposed to talk, they didn't talk. That was why the thing degenerated to this level. So we are making excuses for Buhari, defending the indefensible. So we are basing on we call us wailing wailers. I don't know what we call us now. It's unfortunate. Buki, let me ask you. All the ones they were killing and shooting in the north, did you hear that the army was unleashed on those people there? Did you hear? Even in the present state, Katsina, did you hear that the army was unleashed on innocent people? Now, our youth down here, innocently, that brigade, since that protest started, was the most peaceful and organized place. We didn't hear a report of any vandalism along that axis. Yes, that was where they choose. And now, everybody is defending. The camera was there. Everything was intact. Nobody removed it. This and that. The shooting in Lincoln, okay, nobody was shot there. No, let them come and tell the whole world that nobody was shot. It's unfortunate. You see party statement. What party statement will do to some people, I wish them luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Everyone is still asking the question, who sent these people? I think that is a question that is on everyone's mind right now. Who sent them? Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. I do want to call us back. 07000 917 917 is a studio line to call. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, okay. I don't have much to say. You say the only solution, I used to be an IMACO member then. The only solution, Buhari has to step down. We will try how to step down. Tinubu has to be brought to the public. Someone when they get hold of him, he will confess. The truth is there. The brigadier general that led this off is has been sent to the social media, the himself and the family and the wife and children. So what are we waiting for? The end has come for them.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution there. And yes, everyone is still concerned on what exactly needs to be done. But I want to ask now, Vicky, looking at everything that is happening at this point, what would you say is the way forward? Because I've gotten to a point where, okay, at this point, I haven't heard from the president, and some state governors have been able to address their people, like the Lagos state government has been able to address Ibadan. I was seeing a video of, Sheyi Makinde was even, he actually went to where the protesters were. And so some state governors are trying their bit. But looking at the fact that we haven't had anything directly from the president, and where we have found ourselves, what would you think is actually the way forward right now? And especially for the youth. The youth, we still have some people outside right now who are not happy with the situation of things and are still, I was watching a video and I was almost crying because it just felt like, there was this young man who was dead and his siblings were all around and they kept saying, "Boda mema shibai for," and all of that. So there are so many people out there right now that are so devastated with what is happening. And I think one thing that is going to bring, respite a little to people is the fact that we have the president come out to talk to the people and, they get to hear that, oh, this person has concern for us.
Well, yeah, way forward. Let me also amplify or describe what I'm expecting, even if the Mr. President now wants to come and address us. It is not a speech, like I always say. We should talk from his heart, and the first thing we want to hear from him is an apology. Yes, it's an apology. If he's not ready to apologize, then we do not want to hear him. I personally will not want to hear him if he's not ready to apologize to Nigerians that he has failed us, and that is the truth. Because by now, if truly you did not send them by office or whatever it is, by now you should have fished them out, even if they are unknown soldier. You should have fished them out to say, I did not order them, nobody ordered them, but these people have been rounded up, these are their faces, these are their names, and this is it. Then, the city will be calm. But then, going to another way forward, I want to, like I was telling, I think, I don't know how many days ago, I was saying that it's time to press the pause button. And why am I saying, to the youths, I was arguing with somebody. I said, it is time for us to go and re-strategize. And he was saying, no, what is re-strategize? Let us go. I said, no. There are sometimes you pick your battles. It's not all battles you fight. There are sometimes you have to say, hey, let's pause. And it's like you want to listen to music, and you are listening to music and the mood changes or the environment changes. You need to pause and say, okay, I want to play another music. So that is where we are now in terms of the youth, that let us go back and re-strategize. And when I say re-strategize, I am very clear. 2023 is close by. Let us know, Buhari is the 15th president, right? So let us know who is going to be our 16th president. Let us begin to go into it and begin to research and say, this is the person we want. And like I said, it's not just the president, but let's look at the governors, the commissioners, the people that we elect. Okay, we don't elect the commissioners, sorry. A local government, councillor, legislature. The lower house, the upper house, and everything. These are the times that, these 30 months, it is the time for us to begin serious work to know who we want. So that by the time 23 comes and we are voting en masse. I did an analysis 2 days ago, and I looked at the people who voted the last election. Accredited, the people who collected the cards, PVC were about 89 million. The people who voted, Yunaba and Buki, 29. Right. Now I am saying the youths, we say they say they are 60% of the population. Now, so even if we say, let us even say 100 million, or let us even say 80 million, 29 people went to vote. What happened to that 60? So this is where the strategy comes in, where every youth that is carrying, that is above 18, goes out to vote 2023. We look at the councillor, we look at the local government chairman, we look at the house of rep, we look at the every one of them, because they count now. If not, if 23 comes and you just sit down and say, oh, they're going to rig again, you are still going to come back to the same point. So let's change the game. It's a game of chess that we are playing, for goodness sake. And for those that want to go into card carrying issues, let them go in there. They cannot outreach you if you have large numbers. If you have large numbers, they cannot outreach you. That's my own.
Okay. Yes, Binabo, the way forward at this point.
First off, the president needs to address the nation. When you say address, say apologize, so that yes, he has to even if nobody was killed, there is need for an apology from all our leaders, the president, all the stakeholders in all sectors. There is need for an apology from each of them, because in the first place, people protested for 2 weeks. What happened to responding to them within the first week? Would it have generated to this point? Even at that, they still kept it, cool. They still kept it, not chaotic and all of that. So yes. So I'm so broken. I'm so pained that sometimes it's like, this is not happening in the country where I call my own country. How do you want other countries to treat us? Remember, we are still talking about xenophobia all over the place. Now, what do you say to other countries? They will tell you, I better go and sit down. When your own people are killing you, they want to come and claim what here? You understand? The whole world is watching. Am I going to wait for somebody to come and tell me how well to take care of my children? If you bring it to the family setting, it doesn't happen. unless you are a responsible father or mother, for somebody to tell you, okay, give your child food, okay, get them soap to have their bath, do this and that. You understand?
Sending the Ghanaian president to us.
Do you understand?
Can you imagine?
So, at this point, yes, we all have our styles. But you see, when you have a style and you see that it's not working, then you have to change it. All right, let us change our style, our style of governance. Let the Mr. President change his approach to issues.
Okay.
Now, some quarters are saying that they are not. Everybody is saying, Mr. Government is saying that, powers beyond his control. Now beyond his control.
He doesn't know the line. The line of order. He does not know the line of order in this day and age.
And meanwhile, this shooting occurred at Lekki Toll Gate. Lekki Toll Gate is a stretch of Ozumba Mbadi Road, and the beginning of Ozumba Mbadi Road is where we have the Boni camp.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me believe that there were some people played a wicked fast one on our children. You understand? I would have expected an immediate response from that part of the island. We have Boni camp there.
Even about, like you always say, the Mumu don't do. They cannot tell us they don't know.
And you cannot tell us that if you peacefully address the youth, they will not listen. I saw a video from a particular area where some officers went to address protesters.
And they actually listened.
Yes.
And they did.
Exactly. There is an underlying thing that they are not telling us.
Yes.
The government is saying powers that are beyond him. You are a state governor. And like Buki said, in fact, I don't wish to be in Governor Sanwo-Olu's shoes.
I'm telling you.
Because you see, you are facing broken people who are disappointed at everything that has happened under your purview,
and you are still gagged.
And it sounds like
yes, he apologized, but you knew that it was gagged because there's some things he said, and I'm really like, no, don't do this.
You understand? So sometimes
even if they will tell you to get out of that seat, come out, speak to us.
It's painful that we found ourselves here in a station where it is like, sometimes will happen and you don't want to even be a governor.
I'm telling you.
I remember what happened in Benue State.
I felt
for so long. The governor of Benue State was like just one schoolboy who was totally helpless under the strong arms of his principal. You understand?
Yeah.
We cannot live like this. It is not right. What message are we sending back to our youth?
Yeah. And then another thing, I want to also appeal to those who are burning and destroying properties. For me personally, that is not the way to go, because these are assets that they are still going to replace.
And yes, and these are taxpayers' money.
You understand? But you know something? I said they are giving back what we have put in them, because if you look at the kind of people that are destroying, they are a different set of people from the protesters.
Yes.
The protesters are off the street. You understand? So it is this
this is what I've always said.
Have hope.
The monster
You understand?
that we have created.
Yes.
The hate
understand
that we are giving. The hate you give is coming back.
And I said, if you have taken care of education properly, somebody who is educated will know that. I saw one that he was destroying the traffic lights, and I said somebody who is educated will not do that. So let's look at our education and train everybody, educate everybody to be responsible citizens.
Thank you so much, Buki. And I have this message. This is from Roy from Baja, and she says, good afternoon, ladies. Hope you are keeping safe. I would say that in the military, when an opponent, that's the military, drops his gun and other soldier won't shoot but make arrests, the soldiers know this. But for the soldiers to shoot at unarmed peaceful protesters, an explanation has to be made. Questions are, who ordered the shootings of the peaceful protesters, even with the national flag, singing the national anthem, and then they are telling us those guys are
Those guys in Kamo are not Nigerian military men. They have failed woefully. Buratai should be questioned. Buhari should step down. Tinubu should be questioned, and Sanwo-Olu has failed Lagosians. Enough of those killings of our young ones. Thank you very much, Ray, for your contribution this afternoon, rather. Thank you very much, ladies, for coming in. We have to go now. We'll be here again tomorrow because Panorama holds every day of the week, Mondays to Fridays. I like that word, amen, because peace over our nation. That is what it is. I was chatting with a friend and he said, if anybody see 2021, now only God. And I'm like, yes, definitely we will. And it's only God. That was a redeemed. You will be saved, and we just appeal to our security operatives. We need to get answers, because if you tell us that unknown soldiers perfected that in this day, that means you're not secure. Thank you so much. Very much anymore. Yes, I know people don't want to hear this, but please let us try to enjoy the rest of our day. That is very important, and let's stay positive. Yes. Good afternoon.
To sponsor this program, please call 080 90 58 2769.
Fighting over Jerry Narrow prices. Every corner it's war and crisis. Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda run ISIS. How come the poor people are the nicest? Africa blessed with a lot of beautiful history, but these people make you feel like everything's a mystery. They make you live lives in a jittery. We pray to God Father to give us victory. They get